hate this. I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence. Dreams, it's a modestness. I'm not here to save the day. That's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead of stay something not illogical, something that is topical. Grab it on and watch it go. Make yourself unstoppable. If you're irresponsible, that they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off my meds. No, I'm not giving up. No, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off and knowing I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been through I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. I wanna play tough and wanna hate this. I'll always show up. I don't ever slow.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Oh. Hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back. Moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams. We all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, oh. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life. Whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night. Oh, and we all got dreams. We all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
And now, Mike's thoughts. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Life isn't always peaches and creams. Some days you wake up feeling on top of the world, and by noon, that same world's trying to knock you down flat on your back. That's just how it goes. You cannot plan, you cannot prepare, you can do everything right, and you still get blindsided. and you can give it your all, and life will still hit you square in the jaw. But that's where we separate the talkers from the doers. Because when hits come, you got two choices. You can fold up or roll with the punches. Roll with the punches means you stay in the fight, and it ain't always pretty. It means you keep your head up with everything the righty says give up. It's finding the fire deep down when your tank's empty and nobody's cheering for you. See, the great ones, the real dogs, they don't let whine and like it's rough. They dig it. They adjust. They bite down on the mouthpieces and keep swinging to the final whistle. So yeah, life ain't always smooth. But if you want to roll with the punches, there's something you can do. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the bias, nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour, Sport Talk, Man Hour, Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour, Sport Talk. Man Hour, Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, guys? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour. So glad you're rolling with us today. You're welcome to Man Hour NFL, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you're rolling with us today. Before we head and jump into today's wow, guys. As you guys know, we are rolling with the punches today. My computer bit the dust the other day. We're working off of the laptop as of right now. So we got no overlays. We got no intro video. We are doing it live. We're doing it raw, and we're doing it uncut. But guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, of course, show us a couple friends as well, because sharing is caring at the end of the day. And remember, guys, this is a live, interactive show, so I want to hear from you. Just like my man Maximus, he says, let's go! What is up, man? What is up? What is up? He is listening to the Man Hour while watching the World Series all at the same time, and he is going for the Dodgers. Go with those Americans, baby. Americans versus Canadians, it is what it is. Got Knox the car guy in the chat today as well. What is up? What's up, Knox? What is up? What's going on, brother? Hope you're having a good old day. But guys, we are rolling through the process and dealing with the pain because right now we are kind of flying by the seat of our pants as the computer did bite the dust. Actually, 2 days ago, we didn't do a show yesterday because when I tried to go live, bada bing, bada boom, it says, not today, Billy Bob, Billy Bob, Billy Bob. And Knox, I am great, man. We always are always great over here at the Man Hour. We woke up alive and we are doing things the right way. But guys, let's get into today's show. And let's talk about what we witnessed on Monday Night Football. Patrick freaking Mahomes, baby. Patrick Mahomes started this game with the worst half of his career and still found a way to make the Commanders look like a college JV team at the end of the day. 2 possessions in, boom, baby, 2 interceptions. The Commanders thought they had something going. Washington fans were pumping their chests like, yeah, you see? We can hang with the champions. Yeah. Well, guess what? That didn't last long, baby. Yes, Mahomes came out a little bit shaky, right? We're talking about 53% completion percentage, 89 yards, 2 picks, and a QBR ranking lower than my math grade in high school. But when halftime hit, it was like the Kansas City Chiefs flipped the switch and the Commanders forgot football existed. In the second half, Mahomes went full MVP mode. That is 89% completion percentage, 210 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and a ridiculous 152.3 QBR ranking. That's just not bouncing back, baby. That is dominance. That's Patrick Mahomes saying, oh, you may have got me early, but you are not beating me late. That is why the Kansas City Chiefs guys are built so different. That's why Patrick Mahomes is built so different. That's why nobody is beating the Kansas City Chiefs when they're at the top of their game. And let's be real. Guys, the Kansas City Chiefs are scary right now. The Kansas City Chiefs are the scariest football team in the NFL. They got Travis Kelce, 100 career touchdown catches and receivings and all that stuff, right? 100 career touchdowns. Rashid Rice looking like a true wide receiver number one. Xavier Worthy finding his groove, baby. And Marquise Brown, ooh, baby, and all healthy and all dangerous. And when Anthony Reid says we're going to go for it on 4th and goal at the 2-yard line, that's pure confidence. That's championship DNA. And then let's not forget about Kareem Hunt. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Mahomes hits Kareem Hunt for a touchdown. Game over. Momentum gone. Washington Commanders are cooked. That drive right there was vintage Patrick Mahomes. Scrambling, dodging defenders, and making it look easy. And the Commanders' defense is just chasing shadows at the end of the day. Now, Andy Reid summed it up perfectly. The first half was a little bit shaky, right? But the second half was pure team football. And when the Kansas City Chiefs play like that, nobody, and I mean nobody, is touching them. Now let's flip the script a little bit. Let's talk about the Washington Commanders. Yes, they had no Jane Daniels. No chance, right? Now they've dropped 3 straight. And this one was ugly. The moment the Kansas City Chiefs started rolling, Washington just crumbled. They went from a competitive to a completely outclassed in about 15 minutes. Their defense looked glass. Their offense couldn't sustain a drive. And honestly, it looked like they just wanted to get out of Arrowhead alive. Dan Quinn has lost their second-year quarterback, and that locker room is going to be hurting for a while. Because right now, guys, the Commanders are heading straight to the bottom of the NFC East. Yes, I understand the Giants are there, but the Commanders are not much better. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, this win was more than a W. It was symbolic. They started the game with 2 picks. Just like that, their season started at 0-2. 0-2, 2 picks. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. Just like that. Boom, baby. They turned it around. Now they have won 5 of their last 6. But the road ahead, oh baby, it is brutal. You got the Buffalo Bills next. And then you got the Denver Broncos on top of the AFC West. And you got to buy. And then you had what arguably the best team in the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts. That is a gauntlet of a schedule. And if Monday Night Football told us anything, it is that Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are ready for it. They can take the punch, they can regroup, and they can come back swinging harder than ever. Mahomes said it best. We'll have to start faster. But I'm proud of how my guys responded. That's leadership, and that is heart of a champion. Guys, Patrick Mahomes reminded the entire league, on Monday Night Football, you can't keep greatness down for very, very long. Washington tried, and they failed. And the Chiefs, they look every bit like a team that's about to go on another deep playoff run. But man, our nation, what do you think? Are the Chiefs officially back in Super Bowl form? Or did the Commander just make them look better than they actually are? Let's get into the comments, guys, and discuss your thoughts, because this is a live, interactive show. And remember, guys, we are live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here on said platform. Maximus says, this is the first time in a whole while I've been really excited about watching the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes is the MVP, and he is unstoppable. Let's see. Dallas is going to beat them, but I can see the Kansas City Pats of AFC Championship game. Maximus, you are 100% right. Fix camera. Right. You are 100% right. The Dallas Cowboys and Kansas City Chiefs game on Thanksgiving is going to be magical, baby. It is going to be magical, and we are going to be like, oh, okay. And honestly, I'm going to be honest. It just might be a Super Bowl preview, because we all know how good the Dallas Cowboys are. We all know exactly once Overshown comes back November 17th, baby. Ooh, they going to the moon, baby. They're going to the moon, and there is absolutely no looking back at the end of the day. But to the second part of your question, or your statement there, on this live, raw, uncut, rainy show, just like Knox, the car guy, said, it raining. Knox is pouring ash rain here in like Indiana. He says the Pats are making the AFC Championship game. The New England Patriots are back on top, says Maximus, and they go to the moon, baby. I need to slow it down, baby. You need to slow it down. Because right now, Maximus, you talk a little cray-cray. Right now, dog, you will be, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, you crazy. Not only are you crazy, you certainly crazy. But the Patriots are good. Patriots are good. Let's not get it twisted. They're a very, very good team. They're very, very well coached. And we're going to talk about Drake Maye, potentially MVP. A little bit of factor crap. So stay down or stay tuned for that. But team we got to talk about next. A team that everybody is worried about next. That is the one and only Washington Commanders. Guys, I've been saying this all season long. And y'all better start listening now. Guys, the Washington Commanders are overhyped, period. They're overhyped. And on Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs was the final nail in the coffin. Yeah, the scoreboard said 7-7 at halftime. Yeah, they were out Jaden Daniels. Yeah, they were out some, as many people say, half of their starters. But let's just be honest. That game was over before the third quarter even started. That game was over at halftime. Let's talk about what actually happened because Patrick Mahomes started the game looking off, right? Looked a little bit of misstep. The Kansas City Chiefs offense was always flat. The timing was off, and Washington had every opportunity to steal the momentum and jump out early. But what the Commanders do? They wasted every single one of them. Marcus Mariota throws a screen pass to Deebo Samuels. Boom, bounces off his hands. Interception. Red Jones chance gone. Boy, they were marching down the field too. Then Washington forces 2 Patrick Mahomes interceptions on back-to-back drives and somehow come away with 0 points. 2 turnovers in Chiefs territory and not a single score. That right there sums up who the Commanders are. A team that can flash energy for 5 minutes and they completely fold when it matters. Dan Quinn can talk about energy. He can talk about juice. He can talk about speed all he wants. But energy doesn't win you football games. Execution does. And the Commanders right now do not have it. On the flip side of it, right, once again, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid settled in. It's a wrap, baby. The Kansas City Chiefs came out in the second half and flat out embarrassed Washington. 3 straight drives, 3 straight touchdowns, all for 75 yards or more. No punts, no 3-and-outs, no mercy. The Kansas City Chiefs went 2 for 2 on 4th downs, 4 for 4 in the red zone, and 2 for 2 on goal to go. That's perfection. That's championship football. Meanwhile, the Commanders' defense, the same aggression, let me use that term loosely, same aggression that Dan Quinn units we've heard so much hype about. Looked like they were running in the mud. No pressure, no adjustments, just vibes. You cannot call yourself a playoff caliber team giving up 432 yards by only managing 260 of your own. You can't keep letting teams walk up and down the field on you and expect anyone to take you seriously. Guys, this Commanders team is exactly what I've been saying for us all year long, all offseason long. They're a one-trick pony. They can look solid for a half. They can talk tough in press conferences, but when it comes time to deliver, they disappear. Yes, I know they had no Jaden Daniels. They had no chance, right? Because the entire offense runs off his legs, his spark, his ability to improvise. Keywords there, ability to improvise. Without him, Washington looks like an offense from 2010, predictable, slow, and completely lost. They had 4 first downs the entire second half. 4! That's not inconsistent. That's flat out pathetic. And this defense, it's seen a charade all season long. They might just stop here and be like early and, yeah, they can fold it for 4 quarters. Bobby Wagner says, we're in control of our destiny. Bro, your destiny is sitting at 3-5, 13th in the NFC, and you face the Seahawks Lions in the next. That control, use that term loosely, is slipping away very, very fast. Now, Zach Ertz chimes in as well. Says, we have too many highs and too many lows. This team cannot play a complete game to save their life. Let's just be honest. They look sharp for 30 minutes, and they disappear for the next 30. Dan Quinn came into Washington with all this hype. The defensive guru, the culture builder, the no-nonsense leader. But right now, his team looks like it's got no identity, no discipline, and no answers. And the clock keeps ticking. This rebuild is starting to look like a lot more repeat of the same old Commanders story, the same old Commanders history. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, they did exactly what great teams do. They survived the storm, they adjusted, and now they're dominating. Mahomes shook off 2 early picks and still finished with nearly 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Travis Kelce continued to make history, 100 career touchdowns. The offense has rhythm, and Andy Reid once again coaches circles around his opponents. The Chiefs are getting stronger and stronger each and every week. And if you're still doubting them, you are not paying attention. Guys, Washington fooled a lot of people last season and early in the season this year, but not here. I told y'all they were overhyped. I told y'all they were a one-trick pony, a.k.a. Jaden Daniels. And now that he's hurt, this team is getting exposed for what they actually are. Mediocre, inconsistent, and overrated. But Man Hour Nation, what do you think? Are the Commanders officially cooked, or can Dan Quinn somehow save the sinking ship? Let's get into the comments and discuss your thoughts. Remember, guys, this is a live, interactive show, and we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. But Man Hour Nation, this is something I've been warning you about. This is something that I've been telling you about. Flashback to March, April, May, going into June, going into July, going into August, going September, going October, now going into November. The Saints suck. I mean, you're watching a franchise spiral, and it's painful to witness. They officially cut loose the illusion of stability and thrown their hopes into a rookie who has cut twice in training camp. Yes, you heard it right. And a backup who they told us to build around, only to bench him mid-game after the turnovers piled up. Guys, it is a mess. Let me set the stage for you. The Saints went to Spencer Rattler as their starting quarterback for the 2025 NFL season. He was trusted. He was going to be the guy. And what has he done? Through 8 starts this season, completed roughly 68% of his passes for around 1,586 yards, 8 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Then, in the most recent game, he threw a pick 6 and lost a fumble. Enough was enough. They pulled Bittler Rattler mid-game. Insert Tyler Shough, the rookie second-year pick out of Louisville. He's 26-year-old, drafted 40th overall. He stepped in against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 8, completed 17 for 30 for 128 yards and 1 interception. No scoring drives. So I ask you, what does this tell you about the New Orleans Saints? It's simple. They didn't trust Stroud enough to start him out of camp, despite supposedly believing in him. They cutted him twice, signed him as the third string. Now he's a backup. Now what? They trusted Spencer Rattler to be their answer, but now they're moving on because he can't deliver? They're all in with the full quarterback experience mode midseason. That's chaos, that's lack of direction, and that's lots of championship culture. Simple as that. Guys, you have heard me right. They cut Tyler Stroud twice during training camp, brought him back, and now he's the guy. How does that happen with a well-run organization? If you're going to cut a guy twice, don't turn around and say, okay, now you're a franchise quarterback. That makes 0 sense. This tells me the front office scrambling. This message up to Spencer Rattler's decision, they didn't give Stroud a clear path or timeline, and now they're scrambling for answers. It also tells you that you throw faith behind Stroud to build with no real service time in the NFL. No proven track record, and 26-year-old, he's older than most second, third, fourth-year quarterbacks. Still having clear limitations. But yet, here we are. Guys, let's talk about the results, because they're ugly. The Saints are sitting at 1-7. They lost 23-3 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't generate first downs. And then Stroud's relief appearance didn't even lead to a scoring drive, and the offense looked stagnant at best. This is what you get when you lack consistency, leadership, and identity. They went from trusting Spencer Rattler to benching him to floundering with a rookie who's still trying to find his way that's been cut twice. Meanwhile, the rest of the division is rolling. The Saints are becoming an afterthought. The Saints are becoming the laughingstock of the NFL. The Saints are becoming more dysfunctional than the Cleveland Browns, and that is saying something. It's just not the quarterback position. The Saints look like an organization without a plan. They have lofty talks, but no execution. They have talent on paper, but no clear strategy. When you look at your starting quarterback choices and you're banking on a guy who's been cut twice in camp, you're in trouble. When your backup suddenly becomes your next midseason star with no buildup, you're in trouble. Message to the locker room: I don't even know what it is anymore. Because despite the hype, despite the personal moves, despite believing in our guys, the wins aren't coming. Consistency isn't there, execution isn't there, and the identity, it's sailing in the wind. Guys, the New Orleans Saints are bad. And I mean this in the simplest of terms. They are muddled at quarterback. They are without direction, and the scoreboard tells a tale. They cut Tyler twice, said build around Spencer, yet they're done nothing to surround him with stability or leadership or nothing. They trusted Spencer Rattler to carry the load, and he couldn't carry the load. Now they're pivoting midseason. That's not leadership, that's desperation. But what do you guys think, Man Hour Nation? Is the Saints season completely imploding, or can Kalen Moore somehow right the ship? Guys, let's get into the comments and discuss your thoughts. Now, this is a live, interactive show. We're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Maximus says the Saints literally have nothing here. One move I'd love to see is trading a guy like Alvin Kamara for Anthony Richardson. Richardson could bring real future to the Saints and let them draft other needs. It has been said by Alvin Kamara himself that if the Saints trade him, he will retire. If the Saints trade him, he will be long gone. See you later, alligator, after Wild Crocodile. So when you hear a player say that, what makes you think the Colts want to potentially trade Anthony Richardson for a player that they may not even get? Yeah, they could get a fourth round, whatchamacallit for it. A fourth round conventional pick, retirement, whatever. I'm not for sure what the proper term is. But let's call a spade a spade. Alvin Kamara is not going anywhere. Anthony Richardson was the first overall pick. Anthony Richardson still has the opportunity to go somewhere like Miami to be a starter and lead a pretty good team. Will the Colts actually pull the trigger? Would love to see it. Would love to see it. But will they? Who knows? Who knows at the end of the day? But one thing we do know, guys, is that the Bengals are cooked. I'm going to say it how I see it. The Cincinnati Bengals guys are done. Buried, finished, finito, whatever you want to go. They were dead on arrival the moment they decided not to trade Hendrickson or pay him what he deserved this offseason. I told you guys, I felt this way all the way back in July. This team wasn't locked in. This defense was distracted, disconnected, and clearly not bought into whatever new vision Al Golden was trying to sell. And now, after the meltdown against the New York Football Jets, the entire world sees what we've known for months here on Man Hour. The Bengals team is a shell of what it used to be. Guys, let's get into this. Because Sunday's loss wasn't just bad, it was flat out embarrassing. The Bengals blew a 38-24 lead with 10 minutes left to go in the game to a Jets team that hadn't won a game all season long. The defense completely folded, allowing 23 points in the fourth quarter alone. You guys heard that right, 23 points. The Jets went over for 500 yards, and the Bengals gave up 181 rushing yards in just the second half alone. That's just not bad. That's simply quitting on your teammates. This wasn't some fluke bounce back or last-second miracle. This was a defense that just stopped fighting. And when your players are calling player-only meetings in Week 8, that's not leadership. That's panic mode. But let's talk about the numbers because they're ugly. Guys, the Bengals are ranking dead last in the NFL in yards per game with 407.9 yards per game. Last in scoring defense, giving up 31.6 per game, and 30th against the pass, dead last against the run. And you just watched the Jets game, and you know exactly why. The defense cannot stop anyone. They cannot tackle. They cannot hold a lead. And worst of all, they can't even get lined up right half of the time. You don't fix it with the prep talk. That's a locker room that's lost belief in its coaching and its direction and its organization. Now, Al Golden came in from Notre Dame to revive this defense. But right now, it looks like a college football would reject this unit too. The fundamentals are gone. The effort is inconsistent. And the players look checked out at best. Now, let's rewind to the offseason because right there is where it all went wrong. Trey Hendrickson, your best defensive player, wanted a new deal. He deserved a new deal. You didn't pay him. You didn't trade him. You let the drama simmer all summer long. And look, Henderson's gone back-to-back with 17.5 seasons with only 4 sacks in 8 games. Why? Because he's mentally gone. He's playing hard, sure, but he knows his organization doesn't value him. The front office sent a message to a whole locker room, we don't take care of our guys, and that's when the whole team checked out. You've seen it in training camp. You could see it in Burrow went down. You could see it again on Sunday when the defense quit with a 14-point lead. Let's stop pretending that the Bengals are a playoff threat. Let's stop pretending that Zach Taylor is a great coach. Let's stop pretending that the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Burrow, can turn this team around single-handedly. Joe Burrow is gone. This locker room is fractured. They're 2-6, and the defense is worse than football. The Cincinnati swagger that you saw a few years ago, gone. Burrow head west, gone. This team is cooked. This isn't 2021 anymore. This is a rebuild roster in denial. Even Al Golden said it. We cannot keep having these inconsistent plays that break your back. Well, guess what, coach? Inconsistency is the Bengals brand now. You got a few bright spots, yes. DJ Turner is playing well. Rookie Knight is making tackles, but they cannot overcome the entire defense that's out of gas. Let's be real. The moment they lost Lou, that defense lost its soul. And moment the front office declared not to handle Trey Henderson's situation like professionals, that locker room was NOS. And now you're seeing the fallout. This team doesn't have leaders anymore. They got finger-pointing, frustration, and excuses. And no matter player-only meetings is going to save the truth. The Bengals are finished. The Bengals are cooked. The Bengals are in complete rebuild mode. Guys, the Cincinnati Bengals season died on Sunday. Yes, it died months ago when this organization stopped believing in itself. The coaches are scrambling and the defense is still broken and the players are completely checked out. This isn't a slump. This is a collapse. And if you're a Bengals fan, buckle up because it's going to be a long, ugly second half of the season onto next year. But Man Hour Nation, what do you think? Did the Bengals locker room just hit rock bottom, or are we watching the end of their playoff window for good? Guys, let's discuss it in the comments. And remember, this is a live, interactive show, so comment down below. Maximus said the Bengals could be a Super Bowl contenders again easily. They've had opportunity to keep their stars and make major moves to stay contenders. It starts from the top on why the GM won't take the steps. This is the problem with the Bengals, Maximus. They paid Joe Burrow millions upon millions of dollars. They paid Jamar Chase millions upon millions of dollars. They paid T. Higgins, right? Millions upon millions of dollars. They're all dollared out. They thought Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase could single-handedly take them back to the Super Bowl. Well, guess what, baby? Defense wins championships, and right now, the Bengals have none. They have no defense and clear no direction. That's what it is at the end of the day.